GTA 6 is almost here, guys. The long wait. It felt like it's been forever. I cannot believe a decade has come and gone since the last new installment of this series. And there's a lot of red flags happening right now. In fact, that Park Place made this article talking about a recent discovery. Also, Endymion has talked about this on his latest video. If you guys want to go check it out, there are some certifications that Rockstar employees have right now. That's a huge red flag in regards to whether GTA 6 is going to be woke or not. Now, a lot of people have had issue with this game because they're going to have their first female protagonist. Let me be clear. When I see a female protagonist, I'm not like, oh my God, it's automatically woke. Like the left have this perception that you see female, you automatically hate them, when that's not the case. Usually, when you have a woke DEI infested game and it has a female protagonist in there, it's forced and there's no good qualities about that character except that they're a woman or that they're lesbian or gay or a person of color, whatever. That's not good writing. When you have some kind of sense of activism behind it, that's not good writing. If they write this game good, if they make the main female protagonist, I think his name is Lucia, the name's Lucia, I think. If they make her a good character, I'm fine with that. If this game is a banger, but there's some red flags here that we've been seeing. Not to mention throughout the years, we've had a lot of prominent senior veteran employees of Rockstar leave, and it seems like the company has had a whole shift in dynamics to where they're adopting this whole catering to a modern audience trend that we're seeing a lot of studios go with. But so what is alarming right now is there's 60 employees who have completed a certification course called Unconscious Bias, with many of these certifications being awarded from 2020 to 2021, which was the same time period that Dan Hauser left this company. Can I help you with something? I'm very sorry, Robert. So this is a concern because according to that Park Place, this is one of the most damaging revelations about Rockstar, and it's uncovered truths about the people that now work there. Now, there's been a lot of companies in the past that are adopting this whole woke ideology because, again, like I said, it's a shift between employees. If there's employees there, the old guard leaves, a whole bunch of new employees step up with new beliefs, new ideologies, and stuff changes. I think that's exactly what happened with BioWare with Dragon Age Veilguard. I think that's what's going to happen with the new Halo game that comes out next. Eventually these companies get overtaken, and right now DEI is what's in with all these new activists that are cosplaying as developers and whatnot. So according to LinkedIn Learning, it says unconscious bias aims to teach participants to recognize and address unconscious prejudices they may hold. So it's that whole diversity bullcrap, right? Oh, you can't be a bigot, you can't be racist, blah, 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 blah. We've heard it all before, guys. This says, while its stated goal is to foster inclusivity and fairness in workplaces, the course has been widely criticized for its potentially divisive nature. You don't think? I'm pretty sure it's full of a whole bunch of people who hate straight white men, who hate men, period, actually. Toxic workplace encouragement, like how Firewalk Studios and Concord, you name it. It says the training focuses heavily on racial and gender dynamics, framing biases as something that predominantly privileged groups, such as white employees, there you go, there you have it, need to address. This can create an environment where some individuals feel unfairly singled out based solely on their identity. So you're working at a place and people feel, oh, I'm alone. I'm singled out because I'm a gay man. I'm a person of color. I'm a woman. It's all this labels. It's all this identity politics that they're focusing on. Why don't they just worry about making good fucking video games and hiring the best qualified people for it? Now, this goes on to say critics of such courses argue that they perpetuate the very biases they claim to dismantle. For example, the unconscious bias training often emphasizes systemic racism and privilege in ways that risk oversimplifying complex social issues. And again, what it is, man, you get a whole bunch of like psychology majors and people who want to be like kumbaya motherfuckers in the workplace. Here's from LinkedIn Learning. This is like their page. And it's a course again. The skills you'll gain: unconscious bias awareness training, diversity inclusion. That's literally a skill that you'll learn. And you get a certificate of completion. You get learner reviews right here. Again, like I said, 60 of the employees at Rockstar right now currently have this certification right here. And according to here, it's expert diversity expert Stacy Gordon teaches you to recognize and acknowledge your own biases when making decisions, engaging with colleagues, and working effectively in today's organizations. Stacy reveals the most common forms of unconscious bias: affinity bias, halo bias, perception bias, confirmation bias, and groupthink, and teaches you the skills to effectively address them. What does this have to do with video games? Can somebody tell me what the fuck this has to do with video games? Not everything that people need to do needs to be some kind of like where everybody thinks the same. All right, that's not diversity. If everybody goes through this training to where they remove all their biases and all this crap, you're just gonna have a whole bunch of yes men. All right, I'm sorry to say that. You have to have divisive people in a workplace to get shit done. You have to have people that are cutthroat. That's how successful businesses happen. Cutthroat behavior. That's why show business is always so cutthroat. And I think when you put these toxic work environments that are so toxic positivity, it just fails. Like, look at what Concord did. So this is the, I guess, certification that people at Rockstar right now are having to go through at this time. But that's not it. This article also points out, instead of fostering unity, these courses can alienate employees by assigning collective guilt or blame to certain groups while portraying others as perpetual victims. So it's that, if you don't comply, if you're not subscribing or adhering to their woke ideologies, you're the bad one, right? You have to tell me what my preferred pronouns are and say that every single time when you address me. You have to believe what I believe in. You have to be indoctrinated. That's what it is. If you don't comply, you're singled out, you're alienated, you're possibly fired, you're terminated. And it doesn't help. It does not help. And it, again, like this says, it contradicts the course's own purpose. And that's right. That's 110% right here. Now, again, 60 associated members. That's ridiculous. And you can see here some of the people that have done it. Rose Vance, I can't see the name, Sarah Logan, Michael P. Here's 3 fucking employees in the people you may know that are showed up right there. Continuing on, this speculates a little bit, asking why was such a course implemented widely around the same time key creative minds like Hauser and Leslie Benzies left? Because it was a changing of the guard, right? Somebody took over and they're looking at picking up ideologies that all these other development studios are picking up. And that's what's sad about it, because Rockstar literally was about making fun of everybody. Like, nobody was protected. It was all satire all the time. If you were gay, straight, black, white, Mexican, you were being made fun of in the game. But when they updated the GTA 5, I forget what the update was, but they basically patched all the references to insults towards drag queens outside the gay club. I think there were some dildos that were removed, some dialogue was removed. This stuff is where you get into companies now trying to appeal to this modern audience, which doesn't really exist, to be completely honest, if you really want to think about it. But continuing on, this says, for a company built on satire and irreverence, embracing such a divisive practices could erode the very foundation of its identity, which Rockstar ain't going to be the same, guys. They are poison. They're infected right now. And here's another certification that they've had to do. It's diversity, inclusion, and belonging. God. What kind of fucking weak, sensitive snowflake stuff is this, right? It appears to be more broadly distributed than the unconscious bias certification. So this is sent out to more things. This is like their diversity, inclusion, and equity like course that they got to take. And it's obviously a huge shift towards political correctness. It says, unlike the latter, which seemed disproportionately aimed at white employees, the DIB certification spans multiple demographics within the company. According to LinkedIn Learning, the DIB course aims to promote inclusivity by fostering awareness and respect for diversity. On the surface, this might seem well-intentioned, but critics argue that such programs often prioritize compliance over genuine understanding. So yeah, comply. You have to listen to us. You have to fucking subscribe to the woke mind virus. You have to be infected. You have to be a fucking wokey. And if you're not, you're out of here, right? And it says instead of creating meaningful change, they risk becoming performative measures designed to enhance corporate image. It's just checking, little check boxes off on the DEI list. So yeah, it's honestly a huge cultural change at Rockstar, and it's alarming. But I think it's a huge red flag and a sign that the expectations for GTA 6 are going to be pretty pretty low at this point. Imagine waiting a decade for GTA 6 to come out, and now Rockstar ain't even what it used to be. Think of how bad the last Saints Row game was. It's going to be like that. Sure, it'll be cool. Sure, it's going to fucking sell a lot of copies, right? This is going to break records. It's going to make millions of dollars. There's no denying that. But it's going to have DEI in it. It's going to be woke. It's going to have all this bullcrap because employees at Rockstar now are infected with this stuff. So there's no way it's going to flop. It has the GTA name attached to it. So let's get that right out of there. But that doesn't mean just because it sells good that it invalidates our opinion that it's a red flag for both of these certification courses to be, I guess, underneath the resume of most of the employees there now. So what do you guys think about upcoming GTA 6 and all of this revelations of these certifications that employees are going through? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, guys.